There were not so many stars then. The universe was still young. Wisps of light gases, hydrogen and helium, drifted through the vastness of the cosmos, calling to each other across the deep, dark reaches of lightless, lifeless nothingness. Drawn oh so gently but inexorably together by that most mystical mutual affection, the attraction that knows no bounds of time or space, that eons later came to be known as gravity, as if that explained anything. Over what would have seemed like an age, in fact it was many, many, in timescales measured in billions, clouds gathered in the heavens, dark and brooding. Under that relentless tendency to the ultimate cosmic group hug, engendered by that same gravitation, infinitesimal particles drew ever closer one to another. Atom vied with atom for Lebensraum. Meanwhile those ever denser congregations drew yet more substance from the surrounding void. One such cloud, one such convocation, in due time, over years counted in thousands of millions, if there had been anyone there to count, quietly, without fanfare or celebration, reached a point of no return. This cloud was born to die, in a glory that would outshine all of its neighbours put together, and scatter the raw materials of life far and wide into the once dark night. In this ever-increasing cosmic swarm of these, the lightest possible elements of matter, gravity pressed and pulled yet harder, yet more insistent, atoms forced into levels of intimacy far beyond their previous experience, found yet greater intimacy in total union. That union, that fusion, that oneness of being gave form to new elements hot off the universal presses. Carbon, oxygen, sodium, potassium, and, wonder of wonders, this very act of transmutation released abundant energies of light and heat. As across the nascent galaxy creation's fairy lights began to twinkle, another fledgling star burst into vibrant life. Fast forward now through yet more millions of years. Its very substance alchemically transformed into a cosmic box of delights. That star, having long radiated pure love into the darkness, has one last gift in store. Casting off its outer garments, its spectroscopic coat of many colours, so rich and diverse in its fabric, a legacy for future generations, this stellar powerhouse collapses in upon itself in an implosion of unimaginable force. A core beyond the Chandrasekhar limit leaves no room for negotiation. Elements that have no right to be are pounded into existence in the death throes and birth pangs of a mother who will never see her children. And, for a brief instant in cosmic time, the heavens are lit by a beacon, heralding a shockwave that plays midwife to whole families of stars, and, riding upon that wave, a cornucopia of precious treasures essential to life, so that those families of stars may raise families of their own. Meanwhile, in a neighbouring galaxy, a group of tree-dwelling mammals were beginning to consider walking upright on the ground. Fast forward again, a mere 2.5 million years this time, as radiance of that wondrous blast sweeps out on through the cosmic night, announcing far and wide glad tidings of great joy. Arriving at the third planet of a fairly nondescript star in a common or garden spiral galaxy, the timing was perfect. Some might say divine. Far too soon, of course, for radio telescopes or massive underground neutrino detectors whose surreal blue rings of Cherenkov radiation whisper of those ghostly particles that ride shotgun on the train of every supernova. But there were wise men who carried gifts of their own, and who knew full well the significance of signs and portents in the heavens. And there was a child whose destiny was not so very different from that of the star. His gift, his light, was consciousness.